Lately, I've been thinking about what it feels like when things you're going through in life don't just stay hard, but they actually feel like they're getting worse. And not in a dramatic way, just a quieter way. Like you're doing the work, showing up consistently, and somehow you feel further away from the goal than when you started. And the frustrating part is that there is no clear signal, no feedback on how you're doing, no, okay, this is working, let's continue. Just effort and silence, and no output for the input you're putting in immediately. And I think everyone in the self-improvement world, like all the YouTubers say, trust the process, but I found that advice assumes the process gives you something back, a sign, a signal, or momentum, but most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time progress looks like still feeling tired, still doubting yourself, still questioning why you're doing it, why you're doing this at all, and that messes with your head because we're wired to expect cause and effect, work harder, feel better, get results, but real change doesn't move like that. Sometimes effort just removes comfort. You stop numbing yourself, distracting yourself, or even lying to yourself. And from an outside perspective, that can look like regression, but I think it's exposure, and that's insanely valuable. You're not worse, you're just no longer protected from the truth. You now understand how much effort it is going to take. And things feel worse because you're more aware now. Before you might have been drifting, now you're paying attention. Like, for example, you could say, I want to learn the guitar. And then you actually try to start practicing and you realise how much effort it's going to take. Like, it's all well and good saying, oh yeah, I'll have learned the guitar by summer. But the actual effort which you have to put in is often underestimated. And currently you might have been drifting and now you're paying attention. Before you had excuses, but now you've removed them and things feel so much worse. But that awareness is uncomfortable. It might not motivate you, it doesn't reward you, it just shows you where you are without cushioning it. And I think now we're at a point where a lot of people will quit when you get to that pivotal moment, not because they're incapable, but because clarity feels like failure when you expected progress. So I think instead you should stop asking, is this paying off, and start asking, is this making me someone I respect? Because the results are delayed, but self-betrayal is instant. And every time you skip the thing you said to do that mattered, you feel it immediately, not loud, just subtly at the back of your mind, a small erosion of trust in yourself, I guess you could call it. So instead of chasing motivational proof, which is not viable in the long run at all, you need to narrow the game, I guess. Today isn't about improvement, it's not about retreating, not adding more, not fixing absolutely everything, just holding ground, doing the thing even when it feels pointless, not because it's heroic, but because quitting would feel worse tomorrow. And I think people feel this horrible feeling that everything's going wrong. They put the work in and then they tell everyone about it, and they get that dopamine rush of telling someone they did something hard. And I don't think that's a healthy way of going about it either. I think the work needs to be done unnoticed. And I'm not just going to tell you it will all turn around suddenly, because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the only win is that you didn't disappear from your own life when things got uncomfortable. And that matters more than progress charts or before and after photos, because when things finally do change, and they will eventually in some form, you won't be starting from zero. You'll be starting from someone who didn't abandon themselves when it got quiet. And that's not inspiring. I think that's just real. That's how life works. And I hope this video has given everyone a new perspective on this topic. I know it's something I've been experiencing in my daily life. So Yeah, thank you for watching.